What up, everybody? It's Jeremy Burnett, aka JB. This is Perception, my second podcast. I'm with my boy Blue.
Hey.
He was here yesterday when it was me, Chris, and him talking about religion. So today, instead of going off of just like one topic like we did last time, I picked like 3 topics that we could talk about. And the first one I got for you, Blue hasn't seen these topics. The first one I got for you is how to stop caring about what people think. This one's big for me. That's why I picked it.
Yeah.
All 3 of these topics are like, have to do with me personally.
How you feel?
Right. Or like what I'm going through like right now. But I go, my whole life I've been going through how to stop caring about what people think, right? Because as you know about me, I'm a very caring person. I care about others a lot. Whether I know them really well or not. I don't think it's crazy to want the best for human beings. And as cliche as it is to want the best for humanity, right? So sometimes I get caught up in the misinterpretation of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we all do. I think I'm a little bit more open about it than most. I think we all care about what people think. Would you agree?
Of course. That goes along with like just going through school. Right from the get-go, you never want to be that oddball because the oddball gets picked on, gets like bullied. But if you're like swim with the fishes,
well, kind of like
blend in,
What we talked about yesterday. When we talked about, I don't know if you remember when we talked about the once everybody raises their hands.
Yeah.
Everybody raises their hand.
Yeah, everybody raises their hand, and when they agree with something,
everybody does it. Yeah. You don't want to be the kid with your hand down. You know what I mean? I guess you're right. Some of it comes from acceptance, but I don't think, and maybe I'm being naive, I don't think that that's where mine stems from. I don't think it stems from acceptance more than it stems from understanding. I don't think I'm looking for everyone to accept me. I think I just really don't like being misunderstood. To the smallest level, to like the person who just passed me on the street and I just happened to bump into them and they're like, this motherfucker right here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that hits me in the heart where it's like, no, man, like my bad, I just accidentally, we were walking too close, we bumped into each other, like my fault. You know what I mean? And it eats me more than it would eat others that person now is going to walk away from that situation. They're like, this motherfucker bumped into me, he's fucking ungrateful bitch, whatever. And for whatever reason, it sticks with me.
I mean, just thinking, because that also affects you. You just don't want to be perceived as something you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah. That you're not that asshole. You're not that person. You're just trying to just live in your life.
Yeah. Yes. Well, can you relate to that to any extent?
Well, I mean, I can agree, like not trying to be misunderstood to where like you making people mad, or like if you do talk about yourself and they don't understand and they get frustrated at you.
Right. You just think that it's a little excessive.
Yeah.
From the way that I might be going about it.
Maybe to the point where it's like a stranger.
Me.
Yeah. If
Shouldn't eat me alive.
Yeah. If a stranger does that to you, it's kind of like, well, that guy's just an asshole. It's like.
Yeah, and I don't hang on to everything.
To animosity.
Right. Yeah. I've gotten throughout my life, now being 26, at 18, I'm not gonna lie to you, like probably at 18, that shit would have stuck with me for a long time. You know what I mean? It's just that's just what it is.
Well, I mean, that's what a lot of people do. Like they get, someone's rude to them, like a stranger or whatever, and they just think about it constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly, they can't.
Ego.
Yeah, they can't let it go or turn the cheek.
Yeah, that was certainly me. Like I felt like I had to prove something to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone called me a name or something, or I couldn't just let it like that be it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had to like prove myself in some type of way. Whereas now, you know, it affects me differently. Like there, I feel like my ego and my pride was a little bit more up. Now I feel like at the point where it kind of just it hurts me. It's like, oh man, this person thinks that I did this, which that wasn't my intent at all. And then it'll go away. You know what I mean? Like we'll keep walking, and I'll talk to her about my wife. I'm like, damn man, that was just a shitty situation. She'll be like, yeah, you know, that shit happens, and then it'll be over. I mean, it'll still linger though. Something weird like that. It won't impact me into where I can have a great time that day.
Mm-hmm.
I can still have fun.
But you'll still think about
I
it.
will. It won't affect my behavior.
Yeah.
But if it comes to a time where I'm about to go to sleep or something, I'll be thinking. I'll be like, damn man, I wish that shit would have went totally differently.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm alone in that.
Well, no, definitely not, because even on Xbox, you know how I play Xbox Live a lot?
Yeah.
Well, like, we're playing multiplayer, and like if I do really well, or if I use like cheap weapons or like weapons that you can kill easily with
Right.
on like Destiny, that's what I play.
Mhm.
But yeah, like people will send you hate mail, or like pretty much it'll be like a message calling you like a scrub, like you're bad, you're garbage, whatever. And this one guy that was messaging me, like he started it like first off he started teabagging me, and even though I was like,
What's a teabag?
it's where you pretty much like when you kill the person in the game, you go to their corpse,
Okay.
and then you press the B button, and so your character crouches, and so if you like mash it, you like sit there and like pretty much hump the corpse, or like the in Destiny it's the ghost, so you're just like going up and down, and the dead, you know, the character you killed is watching it on the kill screen, so it's
That pissed you off?
not me, like I'm perfectly fine with it, but it's like if I'm doing really well, I'm like, dude, why are you doing this?
Yeah, you
and
just
then
feel like it's a
and then after the game, getting the message be like, you're bad, like you're garbage, all you use is blah blah blah, or this and this, and I was messaging this guy back, and I sent him a message, and I told him in the message, I was like what did I say? Like, get blocked, you know? Because I didn't want to message him or get messages
So wait,
anymore.
you say get blocked.
So I'm going to go to his profile,
You block him.
his Xbox Live profile.
Just from you.
Yeah, and block him. So he can't message me, like, send me party invites, like, group invite, anything
Nothing.
like that. So I just blocked him.
Right.
And this guy got so irked by it that he went onto his separate account, made this, like, 2-paragraph long message from a separate account, and messaged me again. And it was like, that's how bad it can get, just from a game, from a stranger. Like, and then I mean, this happened 4 or 5 days ago, so I'm still, you know, I still think about it. It still bothers me. I'm like,
that it had to go down. Like
yeah, it's like,
come on, bro.
yeah. So I mean, I understand
So
what
you
you
see what I'm
say,
saying?
like when you
That's a little
reflect.
deeper though. This
That's-
person had malicious intent.
that guy's crazy.
That dude is crazy. He was teabagging you.
Like,
Nah, yeah. I could definitely. That would get on my nerves, man. I never played the video. I mean, I play video games, but I haven't played them in a while. But I play Madden and stuff. I play sports games, which I think you know.
yeah.
Well, I haven't played in a long time. And I'll play Madden. I'll play online, but I've never played to where like I could talk to the other person.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk to the other person. Man. I don't want to talk to that motherfucker.
it's a funny thing, because especially once you start getting like better at it,
Yeah.
and like better than most, and
Yeah.
you start really like, and then it's called BMing, which is bad manners.
Uh-huh.
Like, pretty much if you show them bad manners, like, because there's emotes in Destiny as well, so you can taunt them and like do like dances on.
Right.
So there's like different things you can do, and like certain stuff really pisses people off. Like especially if
You
you're
think that shit
consistent.
is life, man. That kind of reminds me of something. I was watching a video today on YouTube, and it was like a fan reaction.
Yeah.
From a final touchdown. It was about when the Cowboys played the Steelers, and this dude, I guess they're a couple. I'm assuming that they're married, and she's filming him, or she's in the kitchen. She's got the camera.
Yeah.
And he's in the living room, and he's got like a freaking Cowboys jersey on,
Mhm.
and he's watching the TV, and he's like yelling. You can hear him in the kitchen, and she goes into the kitchen. She's like, he tells me not to come in here when it's football time and stuff like that, because the dude is fucking crazy to me. Like, I love football, but goddamn. So she goes in there. And she's filming him. He's like, "Bah, get the fucking camera out of here!" So she goes back into the
And
kitchen.
this is his wife?
This is our girlfriend. I mean, they're
Okay.
dating.
Yeah.
And so she's like, so she comes out, but she's still like trying to get his reaction and the TV. She's kind of trying to play the TV, and she's like, "I don't understand. It's just a game. It's just a game." And I agree with her.
Yeah.
This dude's acting ridiculous about a football game, and it's just to connect it with what you're saying. It's just overreaction. From a game. It's a game, bro. It's a game. I was watching this, and even though I have nothing invested in this at all, like I'm not part of their relationship, I don't care about either one of the football teams, and I enjoy football. I mean, I'm a fan of football. But I was watching it, and I couldn't help but get irritated in the fact that it's like, why do you care about this so much?
Yeah.
Like, if your team loses, I mean, what happens? What happens? You know, you just go drink a beer, man. Like,
Yeah.
make a
It's like,
sandwich.
there's
man.
literally you have no control over it.
Get over that shit.
Yeah.
Man. It's a football team. Man. But yeah, like we were saying, caring about shit too much. I guess that's the same thing in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know, you're caring about, or not like in general, the person who cares about that game, or cares about the football game. Those people, I mean, they're passionate about that. Don't let me sit here and tell you what to be passionate about, what not to be passionate about. But they're investing a lot of their emotion in that. How's that any different than me investing my emotions into people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not as in a vulgar or malicious way to be like, oh, I bumped into that person, he got mad at me. Well, I'm about to circle the next block and make sure he sees me again and bumps into me again. Like, it's not like that, but it is something that lingers with me to be like, damn, dude, I wish that
I didn't piss him off.
Yeah, or, well, it's not even
Or-
about, because it wasn't totally my fault. I don't feel totally to blame.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not like, damn, I suck because I bumped into this dude. I'm more like, I wish it just would have went better. I wish he was more reasonable.
Yeah,
It was like me
like-
bumping into him, like, oh man, don't worry about it, man. I'm like, all right, that dude's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did it on accident. My fault. Or if he could have bumped into me and then blamed it on me. Like, you fucking bumping into me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just. I guess the big thing is just for little things like that. I mean, try not to make them big things,
Sure,
you know,
sure,
because
sure.
they might not be malicious, or it's just maybe that person was having a bad day, or
You're right. You're
maybe that
totally
person's
right.
just an asshole, and that's because some people are just assholes.
Well, my dad has I don't know if it's not a quote. He told me something one time, and you know, he said that I can't remember how old it was. It was like a teenager. He was like, you know, if me and you, and this is him talking to me. He was like, if me and you were sitting on, like, if we're on the street, you know, we're by a corner store or something. We're just standing there, and some dude comes by and he points at me and he's like, "Fuck you, man," and he walks away. And then he said, and then if I was just like, man, that dude must be having a bad day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's about that dude. Has nothing to do with me. I'm cool with myself. I'm secure. I'm good. I'm like, you know, whatever, dude. That dude's an asshole. You know, forget about that dude. You know, and that's it. It's over. You know, my conscience is clear. I don't got nothing to think about. You know, it's hard to be that way though. You know, because you see so much hate in somebody's eyes about you.
Mm-hmm.
But then he said, if the same dude, the same situation happens, the dude comes up to me and he's like, "Fuck you," and then I start to fly off the handle. Like, no, man, fuck you. He said that. Well, then that's about me then. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not secure with something. I got some issues to where I let somebody that I don't even know that, yeah, I mean, it is a sucky thing for someone to just come up and point to you and say that. But it's like, it doesn't, other than that, other than words, like, it doesn't really affect you if the dude walks away right after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good point. But it's not easy to be that way. It's not easy to be clear of conscience and clear-minded to be like, look, man, this person isn't mad at me. They're mad at themselves. Like yeah, sounds are like meditation and some symbolic in some way, but it's not that easy. I don't feel like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Because we take things personal.
Because it's like the Gandhi quote? Is it Gandhi or no? I can't remember, but it's a Eastern philosopher, you know,
Gotcha.
is pretty much saying, like, hate is pretty much a gift, like, and, like, if you can't give it to anybody else, you know, it's like, it's a reflection on yourself. It's your own, I think I'm butchering it right now, but it's like,
I think you've told me this quote before.
yeah, we've talked about it, and pretty much he says, you know, it's your own doing, you know, it's like, it's a reflection on yourself.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree that if it depends, and I feel that way when I talk to my wife too. Sometimes when I get like irritated or short with my wife, I'll be like, I'll sit back and I'll know what I'm doing. I don't think everybody knows what they're doing. Sometimes when they're being me, sometimes people are caught up in whirlwinds and stuff. But like when I'm being short or when I'm being like not understanding, like I know. And I'll have to be like, damn, like, why am I being this way? Like, she's not really doing anything crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she might not have heard me or something. She might have been like, huh? Like, what'd you say? And then, like, that'll
Just
irritate me a little bit.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with her. Like, she didn't hear me. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally understandable. Go ahead, you got the phone?
No, I'm still looking. I'm just listening to you.
It's totally understandable that she couldn't hear what I had to say. It didn't hear what I said, so she needs me to repeat it. Like, why is it such a hindrance for me to just be like, say what I said again? You know what I mean?
Like, she could have, like, actually not heard you.
She
Like,
definitely didn't hear me. Like, she's not doing it to make me mad.
Yeah.
Like, huh? What'd you say, babe? I got you. Like, no, she's like, she legitimately didn't hear what I said. So I should repeat it and be okay with that. Or she'll be like messing with, I got two kids. She'll be messing with two kids. One's crying, one's running around with scissors and shit. And like I'm trying to talk to her about something, and then I'll get kind of a little irritated because she's not listening to me. And then I'll think about it. I'll be like, well, of course she's not listening to me.
yeah.
She got two fucking little rascals running around. Like, who gives a fuck what I gotta say? You know what I mean? So, I totally can see how negative feelings, or all emotion in general, is systemic. It comes from us.
Yeah.
And it's not about the other person.
And I can understand that just because it's pretty much, it's a lot easier to respond in the same way that they're acting, but it takes, I guess, it's like being a quote unquote the bigger person,
Wait,
and like responding in.
What do you say? Say it again.
It's like not responding with hate, it's like
Okay, yeah,
responding
yeah.
with love and
yeah,
like
yeah.
understanding.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I'm saying in my circumstances, it's really like when I'm talking about the situations I'm having with my wife, she's really not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's not even a situation to be a bigger person. It's like almost to a point of like stop being selfish. It's almost like I'm creating the situation subconsciously, making it about me. Like, why is she not listening to me? Or
Yeah.
why can't she hear me? Well, because she's a human being, and like some things happen to where, oh, I didn't hear what you said. Could you say it again? Or, hey, babe, I'm dealing with these kids. I can't. I know you're trying to tell me something really important, and I care about you. I want to hear it, but right now I gotta do this. You know what I mean? Totally reasonable. So it's like in moments, I don't think I'm the only one who does this. I think we become selfish in moments, to where we're like, why isn't this happening?
Yeah, the way I want it.
Exactly. And I think people get caught up in that emotion, and they'll go down that rabbit hole. Like, I'm capable for the most part to like stop it and be like, well, I'm being ridiculous. Let me just calm down. Where some people will feel that little anger, and they'll drive it home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll follow it through. They'll be like, you bitch, I'm always talking, I'm always doing this, and you're never listening. You know what I mean? That's a real thing. I think that's a real problem with people.
Yeah, they explode. But that also goes into, like, if there's like a problem, there's like something that you don't necessarily agree with, you know, she, like your wife or your husband does something that, you know, kind of irks you a little bit, and you're kind of, you know, you're like, whoa, what the fuck, like, you know, that hurt me. But then you don't talk about it, you just keep it inside of you, bottle it up. Well, that's going to like build and build and build, like, because other things will happen. And the biggest thing is like, just, I guess for relationship wise, you got to have the trust. When something does happen, like right away, talk about it. If something bothers you, just
I totally
just be
agree.
completely open about it.
I
That
totally
way,
agree.
that way it doesn't build up into something huge, and then.
Oh, of course. I think me and my wife are good with that.
Mhm.
I think that we're good with communicate. You know, I definitely don't shy away from saying things that bother me, and I try to do it in since we've been together for so long. I try to do it in a way that I know she will be more accepting too. You know what I mean? So, and that comes with time too. I mean, you ain't just doing that out the gate.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
if you are, then
it takes a lot of practice.
or you've established yourself as a person. You've already experienced life enough and enough
Mhm.
partners to where you're at that level. Where it's like I got married to my wife very young,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean. I was still very selfish at the time. You know what I mean? And our communication wasn't good. I mean, it did get bottled up. Or we wouldn't tell each other things, or you know what I mean. So it comes with, I think, not just marriage. I think any relationship ever. I think this is where we fuck up as human beings because we just categorize it to marriage. I think in partnerships, whether it be boyfriend girlfriend, whether it be friendships,
Yeah, I can see
think
that.
communication or your relationship with your mother and your father, your cousin, it doesn't matter. Relationships, period, are hugely invested in communication. And if you have bad communication skills, you're gonna have terrible relationships.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. In every aspect of your life.
That is very true.
You know what I mean?
The most communication I've had are like the friendships and the bonds that have been the strongest. Like
Mhm.
my best friend Tanner back home, I've been the most open and like communicated the best with him. You know,
Mhm.
just talking about life, like whether it pertains to the future, the past, like, or what's happening, what's going on, and also my mother as well. Like growing up, because my dad wasn't around,
Mhm.
so when I was growing up, I really had a strong connection with her, and I really felt like I could go to her with anything and be completely open. And I
Right.
was a lot of the times. Like if I ever had a problem with school, or somebody like bullied me like in elementary school or junior high, I talked to her about it, and I wondered why people would do that, or like why it happened, and she would help me out a lot. And that's just the biggest thing, is just communication.
Being able to talk
Yeah.
to her helped you a lot.
Exactly.
And it made you feel a certain comfort. I mean, think about kids when they're in school. Certain teachers that they like. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's the teachers that they feel understand them the most, the ones that they can talk to. I mean, the ability, what humans have done, or what we think we have done, better than any other species of animal, is the way that we communicate, the way that we can totally dive into one another, but understanding each other to another level. You know what I mean? And we don't even use it. We're not even that good at using it. You know what I mean? It's crazy we have this ability to understand each other like two other objects can understand each other better, you would assume, the way that humans can.
But yeah, like our ability to communicate like math, science, different languages,
Anything.
like
The way that we feel right at this moment, you know what I mean? Like I can tell you right now, honestly, like with an open, clear mind, I can be like, this is exactly how I feel, and I can describe it to a T. And you have the tools to where you can try to understand.
Yeah, that's probably why. Like going back to the question, that's probably why people's opinions matter so much to us, because it's like, one, like when we're in doubt, we do look for people's opinions.
Sure. Yeah.
People's opinions to help us out, and then like try to better ourselves.
We're very insecure by nature.
Mm-hmm.
By just the beast. I don't know any person that is perfectly okay with who they are I mean, they might be under the impression that they are.
Yeah.
I know people that are, you know, in the dark with some of the things about themselves, but you know, they're just lying to
Mhm.
themselves and others. I mean, I think they know it to some extent. I think people know what's wrong with them too. Not what's wrong with them, like people are terrible people, but I think that people know where they could be better at.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. It's just whether they act on it. I think it's hard to look at yourself as that negative thing. You know what I mean? Like, how much do we try to avoid those kind of conversations? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it
It's
causes confrontation and
not
like
only confrontation, but yes, it does. I agree
Yeah.
with you. But it also makes you feel, you know, something about yourself. You ever heard something about yourself that you really didn't want to be true? It's almost like a roller coaster. It's almost like your stomach drops.
yeah, like you could be perceived as that type
way.
of person.
And you're almost like, oh man, is that who I am? Is that what I am? And that's just words making your body react in that way. It's insane. It's insane that words can do that.
yeah, and and it's all opinions too. That's
It's
the
just
thing.
it's all just somebody's perception of you.
Yeah,
It could be true, or it could be accurate to some degree. You know, that person's narrative on how you're supposed to live in life and how you're supposed to be. This is the way that they think that you should act.
but it could also not be true
It could
because
not be
they don't
true.
actually know you and like
Exactly. Or
there's
what your
just-
motives are, what you
Exact-
want to do. Now, I think that there's a common ground for like nasty people. I would like to think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You just go up to people and spit on them. It's probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? That's really
it's like yeah, those are bad manners.
yeah.
Like,
That's, you know what I mean. Like it doesn't matter what narrative you're trying to fit. Like that just doesn't work for any of them. You know what I mean? Like don't spit on people. You know, don't do that. That's not nice. You know. So, but when it comes to like, oh, you talk too much.
yeah, or like oh you're egotistical or like
Yeah, exactly.
it's like stuff that you could be perceived as, but by just like walking by like
So kind of like what we're saying is other human beings create those insecurities within us.
that's true.
If we never heard somebody say something about you, like it's almost like ignorance is bliss to an extent. Like, to the society, to American society, like to what they hold the standard to nice teeth are at. When you come walking by, and you're like, you had no idea. You know, you're a kid. You know what I mean? You're just walking around, you're having a good time. You know, and you meet another kid, you say something, you start to smile, and another kid's like, damn, your teeth fucked up. Bam!
Yeah,
Insecurity.
you're never gonna smile again.
That shit gonna be locked in your brain.
Yeah, that kid will always think. fucking-
Always now. Always. They gonna think they gonna need braces. Like, Mom, can I get braces? You know? She's like, honey, why do you think you need braces?
I got made fun of at
Yeah, I
school.
just need I want some better teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all trying to fit the perfect of somebody else they may never see again ever in his life. Ever again. But he's like, hey, this person said it. They created it in my mind. It must be true.
Yeah,
You know? Damn, it's crazy. But
that's why you need those people to
you need good
love and
friends.
support you.
Yeah, you need good friends, good family, good loved ones, absolutely.
And that maybe won't say it in that way of like being like a bully or an asshole, but
Right.
they'll be like, hey, like your teeth are kind of messed up.
But even
like,
that's subject. I mean,
But I mean,
people's
like-
teeth can be crooked. You'd be like, but what if I don't care?
that's true.
You
Then
know what I mean?
then
It doesn't matter.
if it's if it's their
Like someone come-
your true friend, then they won't
Right.
They
If they came
care
up to me
either.
and be like, if they're asking me, like, you know who I am, so you know what pretty much my outlook is on the world and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So if you were like, hey, according to you, that's you seeking out me in particular. You know, how do my teeth look to you, man? And I would just tell you, hey, man, you're fine to me, dude. I really don't care. Like, if you look in the mirror and you think that there's something that you need to change, hey, I'll support it. But if you good, I mean, don't worry about
fuck
it.
it.
You know what I mean?
Like yeah,
For real.
That's true because his or her decision on their own teeth doesn't affect your life
No,
at all.
man, I'm cool, man. You're my friend. If you want to get your teeth fixed, man, I'm here to support you. Whatever decision you want to make, you know what I mean. But do I think that you need it? Nah, I mean, can you not chew? Like, is there something
Yeah.
like that's affecting your life to where you need new teeth? You're like, no, all right, well then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know. I got another question here. Another one that I put on here, well, it's not a question, it's just the fear of failure. Now, this is something that's hitting me because, as you know, I'm making a career change.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little spooky.
Oh yeah, it's freaking.
Yeah, you spend your adult life, quotation adult life, doing something, and then to just completely stop that.
And then go into something else.
And that's just failure in the way that the potential of failure, the way that I'm looking at it. I think people are scared of failure in many other
facets
ways.
yeah,
Oh my
of
goodness.
life. Yeah.
I think that we are so scared of failure. But when I look back at it, and when I decided to do some of the things that I've done now, you know, to go into the certain career, like to go into firefighting and stuff, like at a young age, at the age I was, 20. I was scared to fail.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely had thoughts that I was like, maybe I can't do it. You know what I mean? But in those times of feeling like I could potentially fail, or those, quote unquote scary moments, fearful moments, I feel like it brought out the best in me.
Oh yeah. Because it's in times like that. Sorry to
No.
but in times like that, it's like people either rise to the occasion or they fail. So it's like it pretty much brings like the best out of you.
Yes, and I agree with you, and I want to know from you in a more, I want a blues version. Break it down for me. Why do you think we're so scared? I'm gonna connect risk and fear. Why are we so scared to take risk? Why are we so scared to fail?
People's opinions, man.
It goes back to the first topic, man.
Yeah, because I mean, like it's all opinions again. It's like who determines what's successful or not. I could be a hobo on the streets,
and
or like
loving it.
Yeah, and living life and like loving, living in the present, and then.
I am 100% with you, man. I feel like that's a battle that I'm fighting. Not really fighting. I think that it's just another sad thing, other people's opinions of life that would, meaning my family and my wife's family. I don't think either one, my family doesn't, think I'm making the worst decision in the world. I mean, it's not a decision that they think that I should make. I don't think it's a decision that my wife's family thinks that I should make. But I think that has a lot to do with nothing with me. I think that they love me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a sense of like fear.
Oh yeah.
For them.
Yeah,
as well.
and their well-being and
our well-being. Me and my wife and especially my kids.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. I get that. I get that comes from a good place. But it's also I'm not trying to live up to their standard of success either. You know what I mean? I consider myself. I think that that's all that matters. And my family, my wife and my kids. I consider myself a smart guy to where I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out what I need to do in order to accomplish what I want to accomplish. But by no means do I need to fit their standard of it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I didn't used to be. I wanted to look successful to others for whatever reason. I can understand your family, any personal relationships you have. You want those people to be proud of you. But now that I'm 26 and I've been going through the job that I have now and becoming more of who I am as a human being, and I just and I have my kids now, and I have my wife, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm done pretending or playing house.
Yeah.
I'm done playing house. I don't want to play this game anymore. You know what I mean? I want to just be who I want to be. And even if there is pushback, even if society, you always hear that from the pessimistic people, life is going to kick back at you. Doesn't matter what you want to do, you know what I mean? There's still, issues will present themselves. And that very well may be true. It probably will happen. But I'm prepared for that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Mentally, I'm prepared for that. And I'm willing to fall down and get back up as many times as I need to, because I'm striving for happiness and peace. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to do anything
To achieve it.
in my way.
Mm-hmm. And that's what matters is that you're trying to do what you want to do, and like that you're pursuing what you believe to be successful, and like being, you know, being that person that you actually want to be, and not living by anybody else's standards. And I mean that's what truly matters, because living by, you know, because one person might have success, or, you know, believe they're successful making $150,000 plus, but they're not actually happy. They go to work, you know, their 9-to-5 job or whatever that they're.
But they don't have a family life, or they don't have.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, another person might have the same thing, but truly love it and enjoy it, and
sure.
then, you know, that's what makes the human race kind of beautiful in its own thing, is that not any one thing is for everyone.
True, very true, and I realize that, and I accept that, and I no longer want to accept mediocrity within myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean like I want to be the best, whatever, you know, stockbroker. It doesn't mean I want to make $1 million. It doesn't mean I just want to be the best person. I think the most important thing in my life is to be the best husband, father, son, you know, cousin, you know, nephew. I want to be the best person that I can be. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna figure that out within my own terms. You know, and not be told
what you can or can't
what
do.
I can and can't do, and what is successful. Like, oh, you only make $60,000 a year, man. That ain't success. Like, oh, I mean, not to you, maybe.
It's
you
like,
know.
are you happy though?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like,
or I make $1 million. I mean, who knows? You know,
Yeah.
I just want to be grounded. I want my feet in the ground. You know, I want to be. I just want to be doing what I want to do. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
I mean, definitely, because I also like, I want to be able to, you know, camp when I want to, like
Sure.
take like a week long break if
Yeah.
I need to, go travel with my wife, like either go tent camping or take a trailer up to Washington, Oregon, and just, you know, just pretty
Do
much,
what you want.
yeah, exactly, and
For sure.
live my life and do what I want.
I think that's what everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
They just want to do what they want to do. You know, it's just how do you get to that point? And we've been told by society that you have to do this. You know, you gotta get your degree. You gotta go to law school. You gotta do this. This is how you're gonna achieve. This is how you're gonna get money, and this is how you're eventually gonna do what you want to do. And if you want to take that route, you know, by all means, go for it. But don't map it out like that's it.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell me like that's all I can do in order to be successful. You know what I mean? I can figure this out my own way. Plenty of people have. Plenty of people have put down their own path to where, you know, this is how they're gonna do things, and they didn't accept what people told them. This is an example I always make because I think it is so appropriate for many situations. It's like lots of revolutionaries that we've had throughout our time, like Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't accept what was told to him. This might be a little bit different. Maybe it's not, but I feel like they relate. It's, you know, if he just accepted what society told him was right or wrong at that time, then it's highly likely that we would still be going through extreme prejudice and racial and, you know, Jim Crow laws. And I'm not saying that there's no more racism,
but not to that
exactly to that
extent where, you know, like people are using fire hoses on black people,
or people
like,
got to drink from separate water fountains
Yeah.
or use separate bathrooms. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So if Martin Luther King just accepted that, you know, and his family was scared, you know, hey, you know, this is dangerous. This isn't your job. This isn't your thing to fix. You know what I mean? Like, don't get yourself killed. Don't put yourself out there. Now, I'm not saying what I'm doing is gonna get me killed, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, almost like telling him, like, hey, don't take risks. Don't. And Martin Luther King, you know, he obviously did not accept that.
Yeah. He risked his
He's like,
life
this is
every
what
single day for
he's
what he believed in.
exactly. He stood up for what he believed. He was so passionate about it that nobody was gonna get in his way from him seeing out his dream. Even if they did gun him down,
Yeah.
that shit still came to fruition. You know what I mean? And that's inspiring. You know what I mean?
To believe and be passionate about something.
Yes,
Like that. Yeah.
by any means, even if people don't see it. I don't think that my parents or my wife's parents see it. And that's okay. I'm not going to hold them against that, you know? I'm not. But I'm also not going to
Let that affect you.
No, I'm gonna do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and I'm gonna be pleasant about it. Not about to like go rob stuff, go live it up after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got last one. Oh damn, this kind of goes right into how much money is enough money.
Shit.
How much money is enough money? I'm sure plenty of people listen to this like, give me $1 million, 100 million, 100 billion.
Freaking, I don't know. That's a tough one just because there's always, you can be as perfect as you want to believe, you know, but greed is always a thing.
Yeah, greed is definitely it'll get you, it'll bite you.
Because people, that's the human race. They always want more.
I don't think that everybody's greedy though.
Well, that's
Like for
very
you,
that's
which I am asking you
Okay.
personally. How much money would you think? Now, you know, you don't have to give me an exact number. It's just like what is your thoughts on that whole concept of like how much money is enough money, and like to make you happy. And I assume that you would just say it just depends on what you were doing.
yeah.
It wouldn't be the money really. It'd be
Your desires for life.
So
Like,
go ahead.
okay, so my hobbies, I guess enough money to support food, you know, obviously a roof over my head, transportation, and hobbies.
Yeah.
And then my wife's hobbies as well. It's like, because we're, a team, so I need to include her with it.
Right.
And so my hobbies are playing video games, reading now, getting more and more into reading,
Good.
and traveling and camping.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, with camping is hiking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much whatever it would cost to sustain that lifestyle. And
so it kind of goes back to what you were saying. Sorry. Like, what you were saying is you just want to be able to do what you want to do.
mm-hmm.
You don't have
what makes me happy. Yeah.
So you don't have a set price on like, okay, this is the amount in which this is enough right here. If I'm making this every year, then I'm gonna be cool. You just, as long as that amount can allow you to do the things that you
Yeah, and I potentially could do all of that with a low budget. Like,
yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
As long as you managed it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So how I feel about this is, and we live a life like that, to where, I mean, you don't have to have money, but in my circumstance, with like you and your wife, it's only you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier. Like if y'all wanted to like just, you know, travel.
Yeah, up and go.
Yeah.
Because our pretty much only I don't like calling it tie downs, but pretty much only responsibilities are two dogs.
Right,
So,
and you can take them with you.
yeah.
And technically, I could take my kids with me.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be, I don't know. I feel like once you get into the life that I'm in right now with a wife and 2 children, which I chose and I love my wife and I love my 2 kids. I don't love the fact that it's almost like society, because it's not my wife and my 2 kids that are trapping me. It's society in which and how I need to accommodate to them. You know what I mean? Like the kid. Well, I guess it doesn't. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, break it down. I mean, I guess you could literally do what you want. Like if I wanted to go on a van and I wanted to travel around the world with my kids, and I could just stop every now and then and grab. Well, see, that would cost money too, though.
Yeah.
That would cost a lot of money.
It would cost a lot of money, and that's the problem. Like, it always takes money.
Yeah.
So, I guess,
There's limitations. You're limited.
yeah, because you do have this obligation
Yeah.
to provide for your family, especially in your case for your kids.
You're limited to an extent.
Yeah, yeah.
I could still live how I want to live, which I totally plan on doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, however that is. You know, I want a little garden. You know, grow my own tomatoes, grow whatever I want. I want to be self-reliant. You know what I mean? Go fishing on the weekends. Get into hunting. I don't hunt, but I would like to hunt. Start to get into it and stuff. Just slowly come to a point where I could be self-sufficient and provide my family with food by ourselves. I don't care for a big house. I don't care for any of that crap. I don't care if we sleep on the floor. I don't care about any of that. I mean, there's things that I might have to, you know, talk to my wife about and see what she's down with. But it's like, I truly want to live simply.
Yeah.
You know, I really do.
Yeah, you're very not materialistic.
No, I don't really care for material. There's some things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I certainly enjoy, you know, things about the internet and stuff. You know, I don't like it overwhelming. You know, me. I certainly don't need a smartphone.
Yeah.
I certainly don't. If I have like a computer at home or a smart TV or even from my PlayStation, I can just get on the internet from there, PlayStation 4, or get on YouTube and stuff from there. You know, have a limited internet source.
Yeah, where it's not like directly at your fingertips.
Right. Then I'm cool with that. And
You could be fine with a flip phone. That's like
yeah, absolutely. One TV in the house. I mean, I get my wife likes to decorate, and I will accommodate. I will definitely meet her in the middle with that. Let her decorate to some extent. You know how she wants the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think she agrees with me with simplicity too, and I think that she could decorate it in some significant way that expresses, you know, simplicity but yet significance. You know what I mean? I think that she could pull that off, and just live that way. You know, make the money that we make. Be smart with our money, save it well. You know, we could definitely live the life that we want to live, and travel the places that we want to travel, and hopefully bring my kids up, even though they will go to school and they will inevitably interact with other kids, and these kids are going to have material things. And, but as long as we practice at home, and me and my wife are on the same page, and we're grounded, we're humble, we're measured, and I take them outside and I play with them, and I show them why it's good to be balanced, you know, then I think everything can go our way. Now, not everything goes as planned.
That's very true. Like, no matter what you do, your kids they could accept the values that you're trying to teach them and then go with it and
Sure.
continue that on. But at the same time, it's also what we were talking about, the whole religion thing. It's like you could take them to church every single day, like what happened to me. Like, well, not every single day, but every Sunday went to church with my mom and my sisters, and then, like, even though she was trying to instill, you know, that into me, the want, you know, to attend church and practice religion, it didn't stick with me. It didn't seem right. So I mean, the efforts you'll put forward towards your kids is good, because those are values that, you know, a lot of kids don't have now. They don't understand the value of, you know, going outside and like really enjoying nature. I mean, obviously there will be some, but for the general populace, it's becoming more of what do you see now, like 3-year-olds playing video games, iPads, iPhones, like. So
it
it's
drives me crazy when I see my daughter on the iPad. I don't own an iPad, everybody. That's. I mean, I don't think that YouTubers will care if I have one or not. But it's like my mom has one, and my wife's mom has one. So when they're at the grandparents' house, you know, the grandparents let them get on it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can be a good distractor. You know, my wife's got another kid. You know, it's totally understandable. Just like, hey, you know, just play with these puzzles for a little bit, especially when I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
distract them for the time being.
Yeah, hold on, everybody. Go ahead, you talk. You distract. You say something. I think answer this call.
The beep bop, beep bop. But anyways, just going back to pretty much what it means to have that value of and appreciative of, you know, nature in itself. It's, I don't know.
And I don't want to force that.
That's like a big subject because it goes
What?
into
About
the whole world, and then the pretty much the human race, like what Joe Rogan said, that we're quote unquote like a cancer cell pretty much growing on Earth, and it's and it's slowly
Well, I want to get back to what you were saying about when, you know, your mom would take you to church and stuff like that. She tried to instill beliefs.
yeah.
Naturally, not in a mean way or anything like that. That's what she believes. Of course, she's going to take her kid. This is kind of what I'm doing in a sense. I'm, you know, what I believe is right, not to, you know, bog yourself down by all this too much of anything, though.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say to you is, I guess, I mean, I know how understanding you are, and like, so I guess that what I'm trying to say is just don't be upset if they
of
turn
course.
like,
Of course.
if they turn the opposite direction and then they
Right.
become very materialistic.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I know
like,
that could happen. It's certainly possible.
I hope it doesn't, you know, but
No,
I'm
you're
just
just
saying,
being real.
yeah.
And what I was going to comment on that was that I don't ever want, I don't think that your mom was doing this either, but I don't want to force them
Yeah, exactly.
to do anything.
And that was the really good thing about it, and like what really made me appreciate my mom's and I's like our relationship.
Of course.
Is that when I started to not agree with going, and
she was understanding.
yeah, she was understanding, and like she would talk to me about it, and you know, and that's probably what made me keep my opinions about the church like relatively high, and like, you know, keep those moral values that I did learn about being, you know, like what culture perceives as like good manners or like good morals, you know. Like I decided to keep those and, you know, continue practicing those, whether or not, you know, it's not directly related to religion why I'm doing it, but it's just holding those values
Yeah,
still.
you still be a good person without that, you felt. And your mom was understanding to that.
Yeah.
And I always want to be, you know, open and honest and real with my kids, and I hope that I don't want them to be like exactly like me. You know what I mean? I just hope that all I can hope is for balance. Like I think what your mom did worked to a certain degree. Like, yeah, you're not your mom, you know what I mean? You don't have the same exact beliefs in your mom, but you hold those good morals, you know, by her being a good person, she's showing it. So you're still following in your mother's footsteps to some degree. You're just not verbatim.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want for my kids. You know what I mean? Do I expect them to live simply, not have anything, you know, eat on the floor and like sleep on the floor and like, no, I don't expect them to go to that degree or have their own gardens at their home. I mean, I hope that they do some of that, plant their own foods. I hope that I can rub off on them to some degree. But if they're just kind, you know, moderately, you know, balanced, you know, in the sense of like not having a bunch of technology or just being humble
And
yeah, then I did my job. You know, if they're just good people, you know, then I did my job. I'm not saying that they have to go to the far, because you could argue that the lifestyle that I'm trying to live is extreme. But
oh yeah, especially nowadays because it's very very consumer based now.
Yeah.
Everything is so being wanting to grow your own food is not the norm anymore. It's
Right.
wanting to hunt for your own food and provide for your own family. You know, not. I mean, obviously, you know, starting out, you'll still be going to the grocery store and whatnot,
Yeah, of
and
course,
like
of course.
probably continuing. You know, like buying little things, but it's like very very minimalist.
Yeah,
buying
I'm
stuff,
trying
so,
to be.
Yeah.
I hope to get there to one point.
Yeah.
At one point, and I just ultimately, you know, just like your mom doing a good job with you, just because you don't take on her, like I already said, just because
Yeah,
you don't.
verbatim.
Yeah, you're not like her exactly. I don't want my kids to be like me exactly, but as long as I can, they trust their mom and I, and that we're good people and we're doing what we think is the right thing, and I'm sure it'll happen naturally, you know, because we genuinely are good people.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents are genuinely good people. My parents are genuinely good people. You know what I mean? So I mean, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Can it go wrong?
Oh, of course.
Of
yeah.
course, but I think it's not as likely.
Yeah. The biggest thing, I guess, I'm trying to say is, at least, you know, from my experience for my relationship with my mom and just seeing, you know, how she was, it's like, my best advice I can give to you, you know, is just when it comes to that point where they, you know, like times get hard and like they're
Don't push too much.
Yeah, don't push too much, but talk to them.
Sure.
Like talk to them, be really open and
Try to
understanding.
understand
Yeah, being really
I'm the
open and
best at that.
yeah.
I feel like
You really are really relatable and you're really easy to you understand easily. That's what I'm trying to say.
thank
Yeah.
you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I feel like your kids, you know, if they believe that they can trust you and like that you won't overreact and like, you know, cast judgment down onto them and then get mad at them, they'll be those are like the best parent to kid relationships. So.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it. It's almost like there is a fear, of course, of the unknown.
Of course.
Just like, you know, starting a new career, anything.
Yeah.
But there's an excitement too, both on a new career and my kids growing up, you know, and seeing the people that they will be, and hopefully there coming a day where I admire them. You know what I mean? I look up to them. You know what I mean? And I hope that day comes. I think that it will. You know what I mean? I think I got a good wife. I got a good teammate, and that certainly helps. You know what I mean?
Tremendously.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, 6 championships. You know what I'm saying? Shaq and Kobe. You know, I got a good teammate, and that definitely is gonna make this bumpy, rough ride, you know, a lot easier.
Oh yeah, that's the best thing about, you know, like people our age. A lot of them are like, oh my God, why would you get married at such a young age? And I kind of laugh, you know, and I'm like, why not? Like if you found somebody this special and you care about, yeah,
you love them.
it's like, you know, when I met Laura, you know, I had more stuff in common with her more than any other person that, you know, I had yet to meet, and it was for the 19 years or 18 years that I have lived, you know.
Right.
I mean, I didn't meet too many people, considering there's a lot of people in the world, but I mean, you know, for me it was pretty crazy how much stuff we had in common, because it was like a girl version of me, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want. You want chemistry.
Yeah, and we had a lot, like literally from the first minute that we met, and then continued to talk, and then to talk and talk and talk, and then eventually we started dating, and then after dating for a little while, then we got married, and then now we've been married for going on 4 years. So
That's good. I do think though it's reasonable to be concerned of young marriage.
yeah, because
I get what you're saying.
Because it's
also.
like puppy love and like.
Well, not only that. Well, yeah, kind of that. Like, well, I'm not saying it can't happen. Obviously, it's happened with me. It's happened with you, and I know tons of other people. Chris, who was on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He's married, and they're doing fine. It's just that, in a way that I can definitely relate, because I got married at 21. I had no fucking clue who I was at 21. No idea. I just got lucky that I made the right decision. That was just luck.
I mean, I got married at 21 too, so it's...
Right. So then I think, well, you might have known, it's possible that you could have known yourself better than I did at 21. But me at 21 and me right now are...
Black and white?
I'm 26 now. Vastly different.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I think my wife will tell you the same. Vastly different people. So, I think that there's cause to pause for like, just to question. I'm not telling anybody to tell anyone to tell anybody what to do with their life. Like, hey, you want to get married? and they're 21, you're like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't tell anybody that. You know, they should be able. If that's what you want to do, and you've thought about it, and you think that that's the right decision, then, you know, do it. Live your life.
Mm-hmm.
But I can certainly see.
The doubt in it, yeah.
My dad had to talk to me right before I got married. My dad and my brother, we sat down in the car. I remember it was like I just graduated from basic. It was like after my graduation, we were in the car, and I had plans to get married to Aaliyah. And they love Aaliyah. They love her. You know, my wife. They love her. But you know, I'm 21. Yeah, I mean, they just wanted to talk about it. They just wanted to, which I appreciate from both of them.
Make sure.
I don't think it was a mean thing or a malicious thing at all. I don't remember how the conversation went, but I don't remember getting defensive at all. You know, I could see where they were coming from. You know, they were like, hey, you know, you're young. You know what I mean? I mean, what's the rush? And they certainly had great points. You know, they did. And I just got lucky. You know what I mean? Like in the fact that I did get married too young. I wasn't ready to be in a marriage at 21. I wasn't personally.
Yeah.
And it just happened to work out. I just happened to have a really great wife, understanding wife, who was patient with me. And she had to grow in this time too.
Oh,
We
yeah.
both had to grow.
Yeah.
And it just happened to work out. So all I'm trying to say is that I totally understand people. It's just the way, just like anything else. Just like all the topics that we talk about. It's all about how you go about something. If you're sitting there and you're telling somebody there's no way that you can be in love at 21. Well, no, that's not true. You know what I mean? Of course you can be in love at 21. Of course you can get yourself, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing at 21.
Mm-hmm.
That is totally plausible too. You know, so it's all about your approach.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, man. I appreciate you doing this. Second podcast down.
I saw it.
Give me some pound it. And so, yeah, second podcast, man. I hope you guys like it. And fuck yeah, we're out.
If you don't like it, you can say it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, it's all right.
You can tell us.
You can tell us. I'll cry about it, but I'll get over it. All right. Peace.